Okay guys, we made it in here we're actually at Lake Mead. But anyhow, the point of what I'm doing out here with the engine bay up is we limped in here. We could still go, but we couldn't go full speed. Like, we were able to creep up around 45 or 50. And you know, calling Tony was super blessing to be able to get some insight as to what we need to look at. But I think we might have this figured out. Let me show you. So it appears that we're talking about, felt like it was surgy, but it's hard to explain how something feels. But I finally came up with, you know what, it feels like you're running out of fuel. And so Tony wanted me to check this fuel filter, and this thing has always been down here, and now it's way up here, and I think this might be the problem. So I don't think this is super hard to change, but I actually have one with us. That's funny because I'm looking at that, and then over here I'm like, oh, I got a loose hose right there. I need to tighten that up. I'm seeing a little bit of drippage there. So back to this fuel filter here. Yeah, so when we pulled in here, another bus person said, hey, there's a mobile mechanic guy. I'm pretty sure you just unscrew this thing, but there's a procedure to draining it out and catching it and not making a mess. So I'm gonna have the guy change it for me. He's en route, and before he gets here, I'm gonna double check the air cleaner because that seems to be the other potential. So kind of see that this has probably been an ongoing issue because somebody added another hose clamp there. But you know, these things are going down the road, vibrating all over and hot and cold, so sometimes if you just keep an eye on things, it can solve you a problem later. Yeah. I'll clean up that mess so that I can keep an eye on it and make sure it's not continuing to leak out there. Okay guys, the repair guy's here, but the wind is terrible, so I'm probably going to just have to voice over this. So that's the special wrench.
Right there. Yeah, see this is all white coming out.
Wow.
It's like white coming out. Okay. Now how it cleared up. Now you're back to fuel. It's right there.
Ah, okay. I see.
See the groove right here, sits right on that little shelf right there.
on, fire it up. So basically, that filter's completely clogged up, and when I'm going up a hill under a heavy load, it can't get enough fuel through it.
Correct, yeah, it's starving for fuel.
And then it feels like I'm running out of gas. I kept describing it to my mechanic as the bus was surging, but then I go, hey, that's just like what it feels like when I'm running out of fuel in a car.
Right.
So that the petcock on the bottom, open it up, excess water comes out, but that's more prevalent in the winter?
Yeah, usually anytime that you're in a rainy season or a rainy climate that you want to pull, after you fuel up, run it for a little while, you might want to drain that out because a lot of the water gets down in the fuel tanks where you're fueling up at. So it winds up actually in your fuel tank.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's a water separator that's on the bottom of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a fuel water separator, is that actual whole thing. It's a DAFCO filter that you have there.
A DAFCO.
DEV.
Oh,
DEFCO.
a DEFCO.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody else is making replacements for the DEFCO?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that procedure was pretty simple. We opened the petcock on the bottom, drained the water and then some fuel out to get it down to a level we could pull the filter off with that special wrench.
It's a win-win.
Pulled that thing off.
Oh, sorry.
Pretty easy to do after I seen the procedure. So thank you so much, Rick.
Not a problem.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for traveling out here to help us. We're really grateful.
Well, and coming so quickly too. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I know what it's like to be on the side of the road. I used to be a truck driver. I got off the road in 2000, so I know what it's like to wait hours and hours and not hear from anybody.
Yeah.